Hello! Do you like video games? Do you like controlling said video games? Well, if so, look away now, because we're doing one of our occasional looks into the worst game controllers ever made, or joysticks, as we called them back in the home micro market of the 1980s, because this, friends, is an old one, aren't they, always? I mean, we've seen some crap. We've seen the Terminator joystick, which looks like a grenade, and, you know, that's your fire button, and you control it via a little stick on top. It's bobbins. And there was that other one that looked like a tortoise. Remember that? So these are all on the channel. You've probably seen them. But what you may not have seen is this, well, dripping from Satan's bumhole, the QuickShot 9 with SVI stuck to it. What is SVI? Spectra Video? Is it on the bottom? Hang on. Yes, there we are. SVI, Spectra Video. Model, QuickShot 9, patent pending, made in Hong Kong. There you go. And how beige it is. Why is it beige? I have no answer to that. QuickShot usually made things in black with red accents. I don't know why Spectra Video kind of mutated it into a thing so beige it could be your dad's time computer. That's how beige this is. They did actually make a black and red version, though, but it was compatible with the Sega Master System, with 2 buttons and stuff, because this, friends, is your old 9-pin. I've just held this up as if that tells you anything, but of course the Sega ones used the identical-looking control port, and sort of semi-cross-compatible, but let's not get into that here. So basically, this was for the old home computers of the 80s. Pretty much all of them would accept these 9-pin control endings. And yeah, Dragon 32 controllers now shaking their fist at me. Oh, it's had a different shape. Yes, it's fine. Well, your controller's actually analog. I've used them, I still can't tell. Anyway, back to this. 2 buttons, eh? 2 buttons. Yeah. Except it's only 1 button. When you push down, an LED light comes on, but it lights up for both of them. This is because the old home computers were only compatible with single fire buttons. Well, that's not strictly true, actually. The Amiga could handle 2. It just never did. There's almost no games that support it. And to the extent that I didn't even know when I had an Amiga as my main thing that it had technically 2, or, you know, it was compatible with 2 separate fire buttons. Didn't even know. That's how rare you saw it. Anyway, let's get past the elephant in the room. It looks like a bloody trackball. Obviously, it looks like a trackball. Just as that tortoise thing looked like a mouse, this looks like a trackball. It's a big chunky trackball. Forget it's not a trackball. You've probably worked that out by now. Buttons and... wait for it. It's just a joystick with a weird, well, I was going to say shaft replacement, but that sounds too rude. So instead, we will call it shitty bumhole. Right. Up, down, left, right. I am not joking. Up, down, left, right. You can hear the micro switches. Look. Go diagonally up, right. Yep. That is how you move this about. It's not a trackball. It is the worst designed joystick I think I've ever come across. My God. One thing I do really like about the design, though, it has 2 switches. One so you can change from left-handed operation to right-handed operation. And one to turn on auto-fire. Auto-fire, I think they used to call turbo on some console controllers of the time. Basically, you don't have to do that. It does it for you with that switched on. I really like the way these switches are hidden into the design of it. See, you wouldn't even notice they were there if you didn't look at the top. Yeah, see, yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? I like it. I like that design. And that is pretty much the only thing I like about this. It is absolutely abhorrent. So this is something that's occasionally mentioned because a surprising amount of people had them. But surely, you say to me, you would see these in the shops and run a mile. It's clearly stupid. Well, yeah, but they were given away free a lot from Newsfield publications. So the mighty Zap 64, which was like the magazine if you had a Commodore 64 in the UK in the 80s, that unfortunately, and I believe much to the horror and annoyance of the people who worked on the magazine, was given away by the publishers to people who subscribed to the magazine, almost like a punishment for subscribing to Zap 64. Have one of these. Newsfield obviously had quite a lot of them, because I did spot in issue 0, which is the one they gave away free inside other magazines, of LM magazine, which was kind of a youth culture magazine thing. They were giving one away there as well. That or a far better Quickshot 2 joystick, or you could get a hat or something. And that seems a little bit odd, because LM was more about sort of general youth culture and not about home computers and stuff, so yeah, do you want to know what this thing's like to use then? Well, the first thing I had to do was pull it apart and then put it back together again, moving things around a little, because due to the appalling design of it, you may notice there is more gap here than there is here. And that is because, oh, you can actually see, can you make that out? Or this scratches here where it's sort of moved forward. I had to pull it apart and then put it in because it was just catching on here constantly. Now it is a little bit, but it wasn't when I was first using it. It did make it actually usable. Although how usable? Well, I played Renegade on the Spectrum, which is my go-to for testing any sort of old controller or joystick or whatevers, because I'm very good at the game because I've played it a lot since I was about, I don't know, 10 or something. Anyway, it's a game that requires quite precise timing and positioning and all that kind of stuff, and this was bad. So I muddled through level 1 with it and got a bit more used to it. Level 2, where you have to very precisely fly and kick some bikers off their bikes as they try and run you over, I found incredibly difficult. Getting the diagonals to work was bad enough, let alone the joystick actually doing something at the time you want it to do it. There seems to be almost like built-in lag because of the weird way you control it. It's just horrible, horrible. Anyway, I managed to force through that, managed to take down Big Bad Bertha on level 3, thinking, I've totally got used to this thing now. And then we got to the next weird interim level thing where the guys have knives and kill you in one hit, and yeah, I may have had the timing down pat, but the joystick really did not want to move. So yeah, I think out of all the crap I've used over the years for the old home computers, I think this is the worst. It really is absolutely abhorrent. And nobody seems to have a good thing to say about it. Usually, even with the weirdest controllers, there's somebody who's like, oh, I really got on with that. Because, you know, people are very disparate creatures, but oh man, this is just appalling. It's clearly made as some kind of a stunt device so they could just see it deliberately weird. Did they make it this colour so that it looked more professional and maybe, if Dad's got a computer he might have us? I've got no idea. As I said, there are black and red versions available, or there were for the Master System, with actually 2 separate buttons. But yeah, that is absolutely awful. Do you know what? It's not even the only time that idea was used, although it was used much better. Welcome to Joyball Family Computer. It's a Japanese controller for the old Famicom, which is the Nintendo Entertainment System in Japan. This looks worse, if anything, doesn't it? But it isn't. It actually works a lot better. AB button. Start select, all the obvious. You've got your auto fire or turbo or whatever's there. And yeah, it just says Joyball from HAL Laboratory Incorporated on the bottom. And there you go. Left, right, up, down. It doesn't have micro switches, just sort of contacts, and doesn't feel that great. Also, the other problem was I went to plug it into my NES and I was like, oh, for God's sake, of course. This is a Famicom thing, isn't it? And Famicoms have different ports to Nintendo Entertainment Systems, which is very frustrating. I mean, I presume they're the same pins. There's probably some sort of adapter out there, but I don't have one. So I had to get out the mighty Sharp Twin Famicom. Twin Famicom. And annoyingly, of course, being a Famicom, it has all the controllers built into it, so it has to go into like the weird extra controller slot on the side. But it's fine. It went in and it worked. Well, I say it worked. It didn't quite work properly, weirdly. So, like, I think button A caused the game to actually, like, pause. Button B was like button B. And then start sort of works and select works. But yeah, it seemed, I don't know what was going on with that. I've got no answer, but it worked enough for me to play a little bit of Spartan X. the game that's known as Kung Fu Master over here and is based on the Jackie Chan film Spartan X. Except it's not based on the Jackie Chan film Spartan X at all. It's based on Bruce Lee's Game of Death, but for some reason was released as a tie to Spartan X. I don't understand! But anyway, it's a good way to test a controller. I mean, yeah, it's all right. The problem is, it's nowhere near as good as a standard Famicom controller, and as a result, it's just another pointless gimmick to waste your money on. If you would like to win one of these Quickshot 9s for your very self, then you're stupid. Have you not been watching the video? Were you not paying attention? Oh, and forgot to say, there is actually a version of the Joy Ball which works with all the 80s home computers. It was made for the MSX and was recoloured to this for reasons. And now, channels relevant to this video that really deserve more views. Today's one is Yesterzine. So what Yesterzine is a look at computer magazines of yesteryear. You know, like the ones I alluded to earlier. If this is a subject you're interested in, and if you watch this video it almost certainly is, I strongly recommend having a look. The channel has a lot of deep dives into magazines of yore. And it's all run by Dudley, who is a gent, and also master of the Your Mum joke. I'm not entirely sure how those things fit together, but hey, it's the internet.
Subscribe for more.